got to admit it, there are loads of anglers out there that, including myself, that have often wondered what it must be like to fish full time. A lot of anglers out there on the match circuit, just to try and get noticed by, to try and get some sort of a sponsorship deal from a tackle company or a bait company. But I think I'm quite right in saying that there's a lot of anglers out there. I've always wondered what it must be like to be one of the chosen few full-time anglers that actually fish for a living. There aren't many of them out there. I'm stick my neck out. I don't actually know, because obviously details of deals we don't really get to hear about unless you're very close friends with these guys. And I bet there might only be 5 or 6 or 7 anglers that are actually, on some sort of a deal that actually pays for them to make a living from fishing. I don't know. I might be wrong on that, but that's what I think it might be. I've always been curious about it myself. I'm sure a lot of you people out there have been curious as well. So what I did was a lot of you know me anyway, and I like to do things with a purpose. Even this channel was designed for a reason, with a long term in mind. And so I thought, well, what better position to be in other than to just try and be a full-time angler for a week. If I was ever going to have a go at that, I don't think I'm ever going to get some sort of a deal that's going to allow me to go full-time properly. Part-time work would possibly be an option, which would then mean that I'd have to make up my income elsewhere. There are different ways of doing that, obviously, and I'd love to do it through fishing, obviously through writing features for digital and printed magazines would be an option. A lot of anglers earn money from that. The other option is through coaching or the fishing days that I do as well. The YouTube channel is obviously, that's bringing in some money now and some revenue. So all those little things, obviously, if you can get any sort of a financial deal from a bait company or a tackle company, all those little things are cumulative, can actually be enough to allow people to go full time. I'm in a position where I could sacrifice a week off work to try it out, and that's exactly what I did last week. I've obviously filmed it for you. I just wanted you to show you how the week went, and then just at the end of it, just kind of give you a bit of an honest opinion on how it went for me. So I kicked off with 2 coaching days, Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I was actually out filming a video, being filmed. I was actually in the feature for Matrix with Craig Butterfield. On Thursday I was on the bank practicing for a match on a venue, a big match that I got coming up, and then on Friday I was back out coaching again at a different venue. So, and then on Saturday I actually had a match myself. So there's 6 full days there of fishing, all working from home, and it was just really, really interesting. I learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about how, if I ever went down that avenue, or I was in a position to go down that avenue, how I would change certain things. But I'll tell you about that at the end of the week. So Monday was all about fantastic venue, one of my favourites, if not my new favourite, Southfield Reservoir. I was out with Matt, and we just did some feeder fishing, obviously. So we fished 2 lines. It was a cracking weather-wise. It was not very good for fishing. Bream fishing was flat calm, red hot, bright sunshine. But here's a bit of footage from how the session went. It's been a glorious sunny day. Southfield Res. Matt's into one now. He's caught loads of small fish. He's had loads at 40 metres. Just gone on a short. We're going to call it a bream line, aren't we? Because he's got a bream on it. He's had to feed it differently. He's gone onto a bigger bait. Yeah, small fish have been a bit of a problem, but it just shows that those better fish are there and they are feeding. Fantastic venue. I think Matt will be back here, won't he, sometime?
Yeah, I think I'll be back.
We had a fantastic day, and he actually managed to catch a beautiful net of fish. There were other anglers fishing there, and they didn't catch anywhere near what he did. Not in the period that we were there anyway. He did fantastic, top job. On Tuesday, as it turned out, I actually went back to the same venue, back to Southfield Reservoir with Phil, and Phil really wanted to have a go at his long range casting. Not mega long range, but just to be more comfortable in hitting that 50, 60 and 70 metre mark. So this is how Phil got on. well dressed anyway. Well done, mate. And then on Wednesday I actually got to do some fishing myself. I went down to Lauterton on the tidal Trent. I was asked to go down there for Matrix, who was going to be shot by Craig Butterfield, who always does a fantastic job, and it was just about catching small fish on the feeder. We actually did a live session as well during that day, which if I can get a link for it, I'll put it below for you, where I actually hooked a bream with 20 seconds to go, 20 seconds before the actual live. We actually went live on Facebook, so that was quite interesting. And but yeah, I mean, obviously for you guys and just looking after the channel, I kept a vlog of the day. So yeah, here's a quick rundown on what happened. Well, it's 6:30 on a Wednesday morning, and no, I'm not going to work. I'm actually going fishing. I ordered some bait yesterday. I don't even know if I'm going to get it in time, to be fair. I'm calling in at Wickersley Angling. It's such a popular tackle shop, especially lads on this kind of journey going this way, because there's a big match at Southfield Reservoir today. There's a Feeder Masters qualifier there on Saturday, and I know a lot of the lads will be going there today to use it as a bit of a recce, and left it a little bit late to order the bait, but he says he's got 2 pints of Wickersley's finest casters for me, so he doesn't open until 7 o'clock. I'm going to be there by about 10 to, so I'm going to be first in the queue, so hopefully they're going to have some casters for me. Can't believe how busy it was on a Wednesday morning in Wickersley Angling. Fantastic success. So we've got the bait. I'm now on the M18 now, just shooting over to the A1. I could have gone the other way, but I think this way is quicker at this time in the morning. Jump on the A1, down the A1, come off just below Markham Moor, and then shoot over to Dunham Bridge, which a lot of you know is on the tidal River Trent. The plan really is, we're expecting some storms and things coming in this afternoon around 2 PM, so that's why I'm meeting Craig nice and early. We're going to get on the bank. I'm not sure what the tide is, I haven't even checked, but we're going to get on the bank and try and get as much filming done as we can before that bad weather comes. Almost forgot the 60 pence for the toll bridge. Morning, mate. There you go, pal. Cheers, mate. See you later. Hey, mate. How are you getting on, pal? Are you yet? You on Marsh Lane? Yeah. Alright, I'm already down at the peg, mate. When you go, just follow the track right down to the bottom as far as you can go, and it veers off to the right. You can't go left. Just go right to the bottom, veer off to the right, and just follow the track down there, mate. That's it, simple as that. It's been a great session. It's been fantastic. We caught loads of fish. Don't want to obviously give away too much about what we've done, but it's been a great session. Craig's been here, he's done all his bits, filmed a few clips, and that they'll be on the Matrix website, the Matrix Facebook page. Yeah, but what a fantastic wild venue. It's full of fish. The tide's still going out, as you can see. It's gone down quite a bit now. But yeah, that's it. It's been a nice day off work. Just going to head back to Sheffield now. I've actually got a recce session tomorrow. I've had a cancellation for a coaching day, so what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to go and have a just a day on my own at Southfield Reservoir. I've got a Feeder Masters qualifier there in 3 days time, so I just fancy I need to try and work 1 or 2 things out. There's a lot of small fish there and I just want to try 1 or 2 things out, you know, and see if the bream are feeding. So that's it. I'm going to get packed up. That rain's on its way, I think. Get packed up. It's nice to get done so early. It's about 2:30, 3 o'clock I think, so just going to head back to Sheffield and just get my kit ready for tomorrow. No, you're okay. See you later. That's it, job done. It's been a nice little session. We got there really early. We were expecting that rain to come, and it just, well, it's 3 o'clock now and it's not arrived, so maybe it's a little bit late, or maybe we've just got away with it, I don't know. But job done. Caught loads of fish, really enjoyed it. It's been great. I've never really fished that area there because I've never drawn it in a match. So what I'll do is I'll put the link below for you. The tips are going to be just videos on the Matrix Facebook page. What I'll do for you guys that don't know about it, I'll put the link below for you, so I'll take you to that. And they're going to be rolled out over the next couple of weeks, I believe, as well as the features. So if you just like the Facebook page, the Matrix Facebook page, it'll just keep you in the loop with all the updates. It's nice to be away a little bit early because tomorrow I'm on a session at Southfield, so I'm going to go home, get my kit ready, just have a good night's sleep, and really look forward to tomorrow. I'm going to do a bit of a vlog tomorrow as well about the session. It's a practice session. I've never filmed the practice session, not a specific practice session with a specific purpose of trying a couple of things out, so that'll be good. So that's it. It's 40 odd miles back to Sheffield. Looking forward to some food and yeah, days like this. So it's nice to give your sponsors something back. Had a fantastic day and it was just really nice just to fish and get plenty of bites as well. Great to see Craig and I can't wait to see the feature and the video when he's actually done them both. So I'm sure he'll do a cracking job as always. Thursday was all about myself practicing for a match I had coming up at Southfield Reservoir, but I was also doing a self-film video for Matrix as well. Really interesting day. The weather was really against it, but I was there, so I was actually practicing for an event. It was an official practice, which is not something I do very often, so I went and had a practice there to go through a couple of methods that I wanted to try out, but I was also filming myself. It was all on GoPro. I had 3 GoPros with me, and that will be a finished video that might not be uploaded for another week or 2, but that'll be on the Matrix website and Facebook page, which I'll let you know about when it goes live. So here's a few snapshots from that session. And then Friday I was back out coaching on a different venue this time, the fantastic Rudyard Lake, or as the locals call it, Rudyard I think they call it. I haven't got any footage of the actual fishing, but here's just a few quick shots of the actual venue itself. And that was the week really, that was Friday. So then going into Saturday was a match, it was a Feeder Masters qualifier. I didn't do a live match vlog on that, purely because it was just of the nature of the match of what it was. I just wanted to get my head down and fish. So that sums up the 6 days where that could quite possibly be the nearest I ever get to being a full-time angler. I know there's probably some full-time anglers watching this, and I know you all do things your own different ways, but that is how I would have to do it if I was to go down that avenue right now. Who knows what position I'll be in next year or the year after. Anything could happen, but that's just really how I did it, and I'm really glad I did it. A lot of people never get that opportunity to do that, and that's why I wanted to do it for myself, because I think you learn a lot about yourself and about your fishing and about how and where you want to position yourself in a sport that you're so passionate about. And B, I'm kind of glad I filmed it for you and doing this just to kind of give you some feedback, because there are people out there that are not in a fortunate position like me to give it a go. What did I learn? The first thing I learned was, whenever I go away and fish a number of days, I'm usually on a festival, and that basically means I'm usually in digs. So that would mean that my tackle's away from home. It's either in my van or it's in the digs, or I'm staying in a hotel or whatever. That's all well and good, that's fine. But this is the first time I've fished 6 days straight from home. And even when I go on the coaching days, I actually take all my tackle with me, because obviously people want to see the kit that I've got and that sort of thing. So the first thing I learned was, if I was ever going to do that on a more permanent basis or more frequently, I'd have to store my kit at home a little bit user friendly, where it's not a chore to load the van up and get it out every morning, because that got a bit messy sometimes, I've got to admit. The next thing I learned was, sometimes my passion for fishing is a little bit too much. So even on the coaching sessions, I was still on the bank at 8 o'clock in the evening, which is fantastic. You love your sport, but it's not very good when you're getting home from a relatively local venue and you're getting home after 10 o'clock at night, unloading the van and all that sort of stuff, because obviously you're up at 6 o'clock or whatever the next morning, and after 2 or 3 days of that, it gets a bit tiring. But yeah, that's something else I learned. The other thing I learned was how much you can learn from the anglers that you're actually on the bank with during those coaching sessions as regards feedback for this channel and what they want to see. I've been amazed, and I really don't mean this in any disrespect to anybody, but about how many questions people ask about relatively low level stuff. It's not so much the really in-depth technicalities about feeding and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, people are interested in that, that's great, but a lot of it is just kind of reassurance that they're using the right kit, like just the shot leader knots, the type of shot leader they're using, just little things like that. It's alright answering questions on Facebook or on YouTube and all that sort of stuff, but until they actually get their hands on the rod that you're using and the rod, and you can actually see and you can pick that rod up and you can throw it to 50-60 meters or whatever, it's just kind of reassurance that they have got the kit to do it. It's just a bit of confidence, and if that's what it takes, then that's brilliant, because a lot of things that we do is all about confidence. The other thing I learned was really, I would never want to neglect this channel if I was going to go down that route, and that would mean I'd need to free up time to do that. I know certainly one angler, I'm sure there will or more, I won't name him, certainly one full-time angler that devotes one whole day a week to his writing and his media type stuff. That is 100% something that I would need to do. Whatever day of the week it was, to be a day where I'd just spend it editing some of the videos or writing an article or just doing something like that. You definitely need that break. Yeah, it was a hectic week and learned so much from it. It was fantastic, and yeah, it's something that I'd love to do again, but I'd structure it slightly differently. Really interesting week, but I hope you don't mind me sharing this with you, because I know there's a lot of people out there that have seen my posts on Facebook throughout that week saying, "Oh, doesn't Jamie work or what?" I do. I work full time. I work lots of hours, but that was a week off work, and I just wanted to use it as an experiment. And yes, I enjoyed the freedom of it. It was great, just being your own kind of boss for a week and just doing that sort of thing and just doing what you love, spending time on the bank. There was a couple of days when I really wanted to get home. I was tired, but I've got to admit, I just didn't want to come off the bank. It was just so nice, especially at Southfield Reservoir. There was nobody there. One of the days I was packing up, and it was just nice just to get all the tackle out and just bed some braid in and just be there. And I think while ever I've got that, then I'm very, very lucky, and I'm just going to keep striving to keep getting results and just love being on the banks. That's what it's all about. So that's it. I probably rambled a little bit too much, but I just wanted to share it with you, you know, what that week was all about. And to the guys that came on coaching sessions, thank you so much. It was great to see you. I'm sorry I couldn't see more of you, but I just can't have the time off work, you know. That's how it is at the moment. So we've got some scheduled in for October, November, right to December as well now. But biggest thank you goes to everybody supporting the channel. It's now getting up to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. And I've got so much work on here that needs editing. There's so much on its way. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. And please, I haven't done a Q&A for a while, and the Q&As are building up. It seems ages since I've been in this tattle room. So just keep the questions coming in, and I'm going to get back on it within the next week or so. And yeah, just please keep watching, keep sharing, and keep subscribing. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I'll see some of you on the bank. I think my weekend's all about Carmill. So I know I'll see some of you there. If not, next week there's going to be some more videos coming on. Thanks for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.